that is healthy, that's hydrated, it's radiating, and it's smooth. Because it's also not just about like, even skin tone, unblemished skin. It's also about hydration of the skin. It's about the smoothness of the skin. It's about the light reflects. And what we say about glow or radiance is the
Mhm.
luminosity of the skin, right? The skin should glow, is what we say. The reason is it all depends on how the light reflects off our skin. Now, think about it. If the surface is even, right, smooth, shiny surface, the light reflects back 100%. But if there are scratches or breaks in that surface, then that surface where there are scratches and breaks will end up absorbing a bit of the energy. And so the light becomes less luminous or duller. And that's the same thing that happens with our skin also. Because the brightness or the glow of the skin is in the luminosity of our skin. So even surface, even texture, even tone, completely smooth. Now, when does that happen? It happens when the skin has no blemishes, it has an even skin tone, it is soft and supple when you touch, so it has to do with hydration, and it's protected from any other damage. So that is what glowing skin is about. It's about health and vitality.
Wonderful, Doc. So I think the 3 points that I definitely picked up about glowing skin is hydration, radiation or the luminosity, and also smoothness or the skin texture. Wonderful.
Yeah.
So, Doc, as we are talking about getting a glowing skin, is there a simple skincare to be followed? Can this be done just with a simple skincare?
Of course it can be. Hey, Naba, I'm just gonna ask you, is my screen looking okay? Because I wasn't sure. I didn't get to test it.
Yeah, Doc. I think the logo has just swapped this side, but
The logo is again off.
yes, it is off.
I never seem to get it right, right? Like wherever every time I try and get this right, I never seem to get our logo right in our background for whatever reason. Oh gosh, sucks. All right, let me
It's
try
okay.
this. Does this work?
No, nothing's happening.
All right, then we'll leave it the way it is.
Yes,
And then next time, I think you'll have to give me a better screen next time.
definitely, Doc. We'll look into that.
Let's do this. All
All
right.
right.
So what I was going to say was basically that, do you want to repeat your question? Can it
Yeah.
be simple? Yes. I always say skincare is really simple. It doesn't have to be hard at all. I don't know why people think skincare and having good skin is so hard. It's actually fundamentally really easy.
Hmm.
And we don't need 10 things, 20 things, 30 things. All we need to do is a few steps. Now, a skincare routine, as basic as that, right? I always tell people just get into a habit, into a routine. 2 minutes in the morning, 2 to 3 minutes at night. That's it, maximum. We don't need more than that. So the morning is basically, it's always a 5 step. Always remember skincare is a 5 step routine. There's a cleanser or a cleansing routine. There's something where you're nourishing your skin. There's something where you're protecting your skin. There's something where you're repairing or treating or, overcoming something. And then there's one where you are basically boosting your skin. And that's not even on a daily basis, it's more like a weekly basis. On a daily basis, it's 4 steps: cleanse, nourish, protect, and repair or treat. Now, cleanse your face in the morning. Just use a soap free cleanser. Why do I say soap free cleanser? The reason is that our skin is naturally acidic in nature, and that acidity maintains the skin barrier and the skin functions. So it's very critical that we're able to have healthy skin barrier. If you put a soap on the skin, soap is alkali. And because the skin is acidic, you've put soap onto an acid medium. Think of our science classes, right? It becomes neutralized. And when that neutralizes and the pH neutralizes, it takes away the natural skin barrier. And when the skin barrier is broken, the skin is more prone to injury. So, cleansing is one step, pH balanced or a soap free cleanser. Step number two is what we call as nourishment. Nourishment is about a moisturizer or a hydrator, all dependent on the skin type. Now, if people have normal skin behaves normal or drier in winter. So you'd use a heavier moisturizer. If you had oily skin, you would use a lighter moisturizer or you would use a hydrator, right? So these are the things that you would do. But what is critical to find in your moisturizer, especially when you're over the age of 25, is to use something called a ceramide in your moisturizer. The reason is our skin barrier, which maintains the moisturization and the hydration in the skin, is maintained by something called ceramides. And it's a mix of ceramides and hyaluronic acid and some amount of cholesterol, lipid molecules, etc. So when you put a ceramide moisturizer on your skin, you're restoring the barrier of the skin while moisturizing. The moisturizing elements will come from via cocoa or shea they look for in your moisturizer. A lot of people think of niacinamide as anti-acne product and stuff, but the truth of it is it's also a skin barrier product. So a moisturizer that has a ceramide with a niacinamide in it will actually work on reducing any kind of inflammation and healing that skin so that that skin gets its moisturizer. And instead of putting one step of hyaluronic acid and one step of moisturizer, find one that blends everything in. Some hyaluronic acid or sodium hyaluronate in there, some shea butter, cocoa butter, or vitamin E, etc. in there. So that becomes your blended moisturizer, which then becomes what is called the nourishment step for you. Once that is done, the next step becomes your protection. And we always talk about this. I think we always talk about it. And some of the people who've been with us before will be like, Doc, again, you're talking about protection. But the truth of the matter is, protection is probably the most important critical step. I always tell this to all my patients now, even at my clinics. If you don't do anything at all, nothing, and you only did one thing, invest into a good sunscreen and use that sunscreen religiously, 90% of the skin issues that come through will disappear if you do that. So that is one of the critical components for ensuring. So a sunscreen. Then comes the repair or treat. Right now, somebody asked me about pigmentation. So this is the step where you would include something to treat a problem area in your skin. If you have pigmentation, you're going to look at something that is a pigment lightening agent. The reason is you want to reduce, excuse me, you want to reduce the pigmentation. You want to suppress the pigmentation in the skin. So to do that, you look for kojic acid, you look for emlica, you look for licorice, you look for azelaic acid, vitamin C. These are ingredients that help skin brighten itself in the over-the-counter products. So you would look for this in your serum or in your cream. All right. And then some amount of glycolic acid or malic acid or lactic acid. If you have acne prone skin, you're going to look for you're going to look for salicylic acid. You're going to look for azelaic acid. You're going to look for retinol or retinol liposomes. You're going to look for niacinamide. You'll also look for sulfur and zinc. These are for acne prone skin. If you have dry, dehydrated skin, you look for barrier. So you look at squalene oils. You look at high intensity ceramides, um, ceramide creams. You would look at hyaluronic acid and sodium hyaluronate. The reason is people don't realize that hyaluronic acid is a larger molecule, tends to sit on the surface of the skin. If it has to go deeper into the skin, we actually require hyaluronic acid. So this is the combination that is required for dry dehydrated skin. So that way you've chosen step number 4. That's your daily regimen, right? So you use a cleanser and you use a sunscreen in the morning. In the night, you use your repair cream, which is whatever you're treating, and you use a moisturizer. If your skin is on the drier, dehydrated side, you'll use the moisturizer twice a day. But that's about it. You don't need anything. Now comes the add-ons. Now, if you have pigmentation in your skin, you add a vitamin C serum in the morning before your sunscreen. The reason is you need to protect yourself from sun. The 95% of the reason that people get pigmentation is because of sun damage over time. Not that today somebody went out and then they got a tan, but it's repeated exposure to the sun, repeated damage to the skin over long periods of time, 15, 20, 25 years, that leads to pigmentation. Or sometimes it can be sudden trauma also. So that way, sunscreen. How do you choose your sunscreen? Like Indians, for the kind of sun we have and everything, a SPF of 40 to 50 is ideal. 40 is good enough, but look for something that says broad spectrum. Look for something that says water resistant, because if you sweat a bit and stuff, you want it to be resistant, you don't want it to go off. Look for something that has a PA rating. PA is a against the UVA band. Otherwise, you have UVC and UVB, but this is UVA band. So it's a rating of between 3 to 4 pluses. So it goes as PA plus 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 plus. So look for that in your sunscreen, and accordingly, then go ahead with the sunscreen choice. Now, even when we use sunscreen of SPF 50 or 100, people still talk about getting a tan in their skin. The reason is that, the moment we step into the sun, it causes irritation to the skin. Irritation to Indian skin means pigmentation or hyperpigmentation. So for that purpose, you want to choose a sunscreen that also has a built-in vitamin C in there, so that that can stop that pigmentation from getting more. So you're proactive about it. Or you choose a vitamin C serum and then you use a sunscreen. That's for the pigmentation. For acne, you would use your acne serum 2 times a day, because you want that control in your skin to reduce the oil, to reduce the clogging, to clean up the whiteheads and blackheads. And dry skin, you'd use a hydrator in the daytime with moisturizer, and same thing at night. So that's your daily routine care, which is super simple. What about boost? Boost is where we need to stimulate our skin time and again. Now, our skin cycle is a 28-day cycle. Every 28 days, we get fresh, healthy skin. So when we get fresh, healthy skin every 28 days, now what happens? Till 25, it's what's called as a growth phase. Everybody's growing, and the growth hormones are in the body, so the skin is taking care of itself. But come 25, aging actually sets in. So in the dermatology world, we say aging sets in at the age of 25. After that, the growth hormones reduces, so the skin repair, healing, all the functions get slower. Now, how slower is something people ask me. So if your skin cells were coming up every 28 days, it'll become every 30 days. People will say, it's only 2 days, it's not a big deal. But when the whole life cycle is only 28 days and you're increasing it by 10%, that's a lot. So hence, it's important to boost that skin to keep it stimulated, right? It's like a stimulation. Like sometimes we get so sleepy, we have coffee, right? Caffeine, or like a Red Bull or something to stimulate us. It's the same thing for the skin. And so that stimulation comes in from doing, a boost regimen. Now, what's a boost? It's an exfoliation. And exfoliation means, I don't mean like take harsh rubs or a loofah or beads and nicely scrub yourself. No, no, no. It's not about that. Boost is really about making sure that you boost your skin with what we call as active exfoliants. So you use like, if you have pigmentation skin, you would use glycolic acid or lactic acid or malic acid. If you're acne prone, you would use salicylic acid or even malic acid, right? So this is what you would choose. Along with that, you would choose blended ingredients like a AHA and a BHA is what we commonly see as a lotion in the market, which is glycolic acid and salicylic acid, stuff like that. Great to use. Now, if you're between 25 to 30, you can use it every 2 to 3 weeks. But once you're over 30, you need to use it once a week. And by the time you're 35, you need to use it at least 2, 3 times a week, because that's how sluggish the skin starts getting. What is critical to understand here is just exfoliating and leaving it is no good, because the moment we exfoliate, the skin cells open up, the pores open up. And when that happens, the clogging will increase. So it's very critical that we understand that each time we do a exfoliation, we must also use a mask right after. Nobody talks about this, but that's very critical. And that's why we have those active masks where we've infused a clay mask with the actives. 15 minutes, the entire boost step is done. You don't have to first put the AHA, BHA, remove it, and then put a mask. So that is something that you adapt to your skin. So that's all it is. That's why it takes only 2 minutes in the morning and 3 minutes in the evening, 5 minutes in your entire day, and your skincare is sorted.
You made it sound very, very simple, Doc, I think, for everybody. Okay.
It really is simple.
All right, Doc. Moving on, we wanted to touch upon this famous popular line that I have heard. People say heal, don't conceal. And I think in a way, SkinQ also does stand for, healing the skin rather than concealing your marks or, your blemishes or those shortcomings maybe that you have on the skin. So Doc, drawing from this line, what do you suggest for instant glow?
Right. Look, there are times when we just want to look great, right? I mean, we know we're not taking care of skin or whatever it is, we just want that instant glow. So that's why we did the glow mask at SkinQ, right? The Glow Bright mask, because um, if it was in the clinic, we would do so many more things, right? We would do photofacials, glycolic peels, retinol flake offs, etc. But what can somebody do at home? Not everybody has time to go to a clinic. And also, one of the other things is people just want a quick fix a lot of times. Like, suddenly you're going out tonight and you realize, oh my God, I haven't really done anything for my skin and it's not looking as great as I want it to be. And I don't want to wear a lot of makeup and look cakey. So the Glow Bright mask is the perfect mask for that quick glow or that instant detan, instant fix. Why? Because, we've blended glycolic acid in there, we've got niacinamide in there, we've got licorice and emblica, which are brightening agents, along with the mask, which is a volcanic ash mask, because that itself will also brighten up the skin. And you basically, it's pre-mixed, it's like a paste. You take it out, put about a teaspoon of it on your full face, leave it on for just 15 minutes, and wash it off or wipe it off with a wet cloth. And it's also clinically proven that it strips your tan by 97% in just one use. And over a period of time, if someone's using it regularly, it reduces the pigmentation on your skin. Like for people with pigmentation, at the clinics, we see them once a month for their procedures because we're doing stronger procedures. But we tell them at home every week, apply the Glow Bright mask at home every week because you need that boost for those skin cells in that area. So the Glow Bright mask is my way of, you know, formulating something for that instant fix. And it's something that I do for myself too. Like if I have an event or if I have to give a talk somewhere, or like here, if I have to come here, it's something that I just apply on my skin and then leave it on 15 minutes and wash it off. And then I put lipstick, eyeliner, and I'm here, no makeup.
Wow, wow, that sounds even more simpler, doc. To get an instant glow, just one mask for 15 minutes, wash it off, and just appear for your function or your program or your meeting. That's
Yeah,
wonderful.
life has to be simple. There's no need to complicate it at all.
And what more? It's also clinically proven to reduce tan by 97%. Great. Another doc, the next question is how can we fix acne? What is a quick fix for acne? Do we just apply toothpaste and it's gone? What do we do?
Toothpaste has a little bit of sulfur in it, and I think sometimes sulfur is actually a medicated product that we use for acne. And so people think, oh, using a toothpaste may flatten it or something like that, but it leads to what we call as post-inflammatory hyperpigmentation or PIH because it inflames the skin. And that was one of the reasons when I had all these, teenagers writing in saying, please help. I can't step out. I have a date and I got these big zits, or I have an interview and then there's this stupid zit on my face. What can we do? And they would try all these things, right? Like ginger juice, garlic juice, and paste on their face. And I would see people getting reactions to it in our consultations. And that's when I realized we've got to do something for these people. So we made the acne control mask, and that's really what it is. It controls the acne. It's made with salicylic acid, it's made with sulfur, it's got zinc, PCA in it, which is anti-inflammatory. It's got niacinamide. Then it's got Fuller's Earth, which is like a multani mitti, but it also has all these other ingredients, all geared towards reducing the size of the pimple. And also to control the oiliness in the skin. At the same time, remove the surface dead cells softly so that it unclogs the skin. And Nabanita, from our trials, it's now showed that you apply once. It's a 15-minute use mask. Again, you apply it on your face. 15 minutes later, it reduces the oil on your skin surface by 71%. And it stays reduced for 24 hours. The other thing is if somebody has acne, we tell them to put it on the acne overnight, or we tell them to put it 15 minutes every night for acne prone skin. And in 3 days, it reduces the size of the pimple, like it shrinks it by 50%. It also reduces the severity of the acne because, for dermatology, we have so many grades of acne, and it reduces the severity of acne with that. So this is something that's critical for us. And this is something we wanted to solve because, it really bothers people a lot when they have pigment patches or when they have scars or when they have acne, saying that, this is really bothering me. What can we do about it and stuff like that. And hence, it's very critical for us to formulate and make life simple and easy. And that's what the acne control mask does.
That's
And then,
wonderful.
the other thing we do at the clinic, Naba, is
Yeah.
we actually give steroid shots.
Okay.
And yeah, and then we have these other acne decompressing injections that we give. Like a lot of my celebrity patients will have some award or something, and then
Yeah.
they want like, and then they're like, "Oops, doc, we've got a zit. What we gonna do? We have like 24 hours, 48 hours." So we do the decompressant injections, right? But it's not like everybody wants to have it. And why needles when you can try and get that down without intervention?
Correct. Another wonder product, which also is just to be used for 15 minutes and has clinically proven to reduce acne in 3 days and or 3 uses. That's great, Doc. So, Doc, I think we have about 30 minutes left for the session. The next question, I'm going to make it quick. Uh, can you tell us what are the do's and don'ts for, say, ingredients to be used for glowing skin from our home kitchen?
That's a good question. All right. From our home kitchen. Well, there's lots that we could do, but there's not a lot that would give you amazing glow, but we can still help ourselves, right? So let's think about it. Okay. I want all of us in the audience who are here to put it quickly in the inbox as to what all have you tried from your home kitchen. Let's pick it up from there. So if you're in our meeting, so just put it in the chat as to what ingredients you've used from your home kitchen. It could be curd, it could be milk, potato, tomato, fruits. Can we see a few? All
Yeah,
right.
Asta says yogurt, Mansa says tomatoes,
What about the rest of you guys? What have you tried, if at all, anything from your kitchen?
coconut
Nice.
oil, aloe.
Coconut oil and aloe vera. So I'm guessing that you have dry skin, Ritika. Mans has used milk, basin, curd, and turmeric. That's a detan. Oats, again, dry skin, exfoliation, coconut oil. Okay. Look, all the products you're putting here, they're not really harmful to the skin. So let's break it up. Yogurt, right? Yogurt is dahi. Dahi has a little bit of lactic acid in it. But if you're using a dahi that's gone sour, or what we call as katta dahi, right?
Hmm.
That would probably be a little bit more efficacious. Don't use it if you have acne skin or acne prone skin. Yogurt will not suit you. So you use on other skin types, including dry skin, you can just use yogurt. But yogurt on its own is just fermented milk, so it has a little bit of lactic acid, not high concentration, but enough to just soften that skin gently. So it's suitable for gentle softening of the skin, right? But it's not going to strip your tan. Now, next one we talked about was tomatoes. Tomatoes actually have a tomato enzyme in there, but when you just apply pure tomato on your face, it's not going to help. It's better to consume the tomato as a pulp for the antioxidant called lycopene. But when tomato is applied, none of it is actually absorbed or does anything. It's almost like putting like water on your face. So I wouldn't advise using tomatoes in your face. Coconut oil and aloe vera is a good combination to use if you have dry skin and dehydrated skin. So coconut oil and aloe vera, when put, they don't really mix because hyaluronic acid comes from aloe vera and coconut oil is more the fat component, but they will form like a film or a layer on your skin and give you some amount of protection. Milk is good, but more than milk, it's malai. So you can use milk as a cleanser, right? Because you're asking for home tips. Milk on skin can be used as a cleanser once a day, not both times, but once a day, provided you have no lactose intolerance. Because when you use milk, it also has lactic acid, but very less quantity. So it just washes and cleanses your face. So you can definitely use milk as a cleanser on your face. All right. Like take some milk, splash it on your face, and then just dab it, leave it there for about 30 seconds, and then wash it off with cool water. Basin, curd, and tomato, I mean turmeric. This is a very age-old remedy that we have for detan of the skin or disinfection of the skin because of turmeric and the curcumin in it and stuff. There's no harm in using it, but I would avoid basin. I would just use curd and turmeric rather than putting basin in there because basin, unless it's super powdered and you don't want to scrape your skin with it when it gets dry, otherwise that'll leave tiny scar marks on your skin. Oats is a good exfoliant and it's also a good moisturizing agent, but make sure you crush that oat nicely and add milk to it. Just that's a good way to use that and stuff. Now, Besan curd, multani mitti. You don't use curd and multani mitti together because they will deactivate each other and stuff. So there's no need to use that. Honey is also good. Honey is actually quite hydrating and it's antiseptic in nature. Now, one of my go-to for some of the brides that we have who, the night before they want to just look fresh and stuff like that. Now we have the Glow Bright mask. So I don't even give them home tips, but long ago I used to tell them to take milk that has become sour, like, or to take malai actually, if they could get their hands on fresh malai. Take the malai, add a few drops, like 2 to 3 drops of lemon juice to it. So it would be about 1 tablespoon of malai, 2 to 3 drops of lemon juice into that, mix it up, put it on the face, body, etc. Wherever you have dark patches, leave it on for just 5 to 10 minutes, wash it off, and then follow through immediately with a ceramide moisturizer. This actually helps reduce a wee bit of tan, it helps soften and smoothen the skin, and it is actually non-sensitizing to the skin. So I tell them that they can do this. But after you've used citric acid from the lemon, it's important that you use the ceramide moisturizer to deactivate that. So this is something that one can use. The other thing you can do is papaya, raw papaya. So raw papaya is a meat tenderizer. So if someone's a non-vegetarian there, they'll know that you take raw papaya, crush it and put it into meat overnight. It softens the meat, right? It's a tenderizer. So it's the same concept when we're talking about for the face. So if someone has acne prone skin, taking raw papaya, smashing it up, and then putting it onto the face, leaving it on for about 10 minutes and washing it off is another good way to help acne prone and oily skin. So these are my tips from the home kitchen.
Great, Doc. So with limited time, we just have 5 minutes for our session. I would like to begin with the questions that we have received from our participants. So Nadeem here in the chat has asked what to do for chickenpox marks. Any actives that
Right.
you can suggest?
So chickenpox, Nadeem, are of two kinds, right? One which has just a dark spot on the skin. So in that case, you could use like our SkinQ brightening serum on a daily basis with the moisturizer after, and use the Glow Bright mask 2 to 3 times a week, just specifically on that area or in the entire face. That'll help you. In 4 weeks, you should see a reduction in that. But if it's one which has a dip, like a pothole kind of effect, then you must definitely see your dermatologist because that will need skin stimulation and collagen production that can only happen through laser stimulation with fractional lasers or microneedling.
Next question, Doc. Are chemical peels safe for our face?
Yes, of course. Depends on who does them, though. But it depends on who does them and what strength it is. So, what I would like to say to you is understand this, right? There are different grades and strengths to chemical peels. Like you using dahi, malai, all of this is also a way of chemical peel, but it's a very gentle one because it's not a concentrated acid. Whereas, IHA, BHA lotion that you get over the counter is a more concentrated form in a acidic pH, typically around 3 and stuff, which is also safe, but you have to use it cautiously and you have to moisturize your skin with a ceramide moisturizer after, and you also use a mask to close up your pores or use ice cubes and stuff like that. The other form is the ones that we use in our clinics, which are much more stronger, medicated, higher pH value, somewhere around 1.5 to 2. And if they're left on for too long, they can actually cause a skin burn. Those are the acids we use at the clinical. Those are clinical strength. So those kind of acid peels have it only in a doctor's office. Don't ever do it in a salon or a home facial or something like that. Do it in a salon. That's my advice to you. But otherwise, chemical peel once every 4 weeks is very healthy.
Wonderful. Doc, moving to the next question. I think this is from Astha. She wants to know how can we even our skin tone?
Asta, like I said, right? Start with the protection first. Always make sure that you're using a sunscreen. The SkinQ Sun Protect Gel is proven to reduce tan by 70%, and it helps stop pigmentation and tanning in the skin in 15 days of use. So the SkinQ Sun Protect Gel is the best way to start to help your skin with that. Second, always use like a brightening serum, which would help brighten up the skin, give it that glow, and get an even skin tone because there'll be patchiness in the skin. Third, barrier repair is important. So, ceramide based moisturizer like a moisture balm from SkinQ is what I would recommend. And don't forget to boost your skin with a Glow Bright mask. That'll help you with your even skin tone. But if it's really faded and blotchy skin, then you can even look at photofacials.
So next question is from Madhavi. How can I remove skin tag near neck and underarm?
See a dermatologist, they'll do a procedure where they will be able to remove it for you with electrocautery or laser.
Next question, doc, is what is the remedy for whiteheads and blackheads?
Super simple. Use the acne control mask, alternate days for the first 2 weeks, and then once in 3 days for the next 2 weeks, and then get into a regimen of once a week, 15 minutes. That'll take care of your whiteheads and blackheads, clean up what's on the surface, and also prevent the new ones from coming. If you have very bad ones which are stuck, then you can get a medical cleanup done in a doctor's office.
Next question, doc. Shruti wants to know what actives are recommended for nursing mothers.
You can use glycolic acid, lactic acid, and malic acid safely. They're all safe. These are acids that you can definitely use when you're nursing. Avoid salicylic acid, avoid retinols when you're nursing.
Wonderful. One last question we will take and we need to close the session, doc. Which vitamin C should I choose?
SkinQ. I saw the question. The SkinQ
Yes.
vitamin C glow because you've got 4 actives in it. Olay has 2. So get the vitamin C from SkinQ. Naba, I'm going to exit. I think you have something to say before they close.
Definitely. Thank you so much, doc. Thank you for Thank you everybody for joining the session. If you missed out, we had a contest going on for social media. If you have taken a screenshot of Dr. Chytra talking and you are posting this on Instagram, you stand a chance to win a skincare hamper specifically made for your skin type. So if not, you could take a